the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Next at 6, Ukraine's president kicks off his whirlwind visit to D.C. today. The special gift he presented to President Biden during the historic Oval Office meeting.
And police impersonator, the mad dash to find a man who shot 2 people in Northeast while claiming to be a cop.
And we are stretching your dollar tonight. We'll show you how to get around paying storage, which charge you for returning gifts you bought online. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz, and all eyes are on the sky tonight as we brace for a major winter storm.
Yeah, DC News Now Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb tracking that storm. And Janessa, it'll really impact almost everyone traveling over the next few days.
I mean, these are major hubs. You know, I've been talking about Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit for the last 3 days, and it does look like it will materialize over these areas. I'm expecting just a flat-out blizzard in Chicago here in the next 24 hours. Right now, actually, the storm system is really gaining its center of circulation. What it's going to do, you see the low here, it will dip down into the central U.S., and then it's going to head towards the north. That center will wrap around the Great Lakes, and behind that will be all that snowfall that we are about to experience. We have 5 states that are not in some kind of winter weather advisory or wind chill concern. So that just shows you the expansion and how much this storm system is not going to lose its force as it travels to the east. So we do have blizzard warnings and winter weather advisories along with storm warnings that have now just been issued out towards sections of the Midwest. Winter storm warning for Cumberland, Kaiser area into the Alleghenies, and it does look like we'll pick up at least trace to about 4 inches in this area as we head into the next 36 hours. Also, winter weather advisory that now stretches into Front Royal, Hagerstown, Washington County, and Frederick as well, along with a coastal flood advisory because we're going to see multiple waves of rain really impact sections of the DMV. So you have many elements to this storm system. Let's break them down coming up.
All right, Janessa, thanks. And developing right now, President Biden welcomed Ukraine's president to the White House today. The historic visit is Volodymyr Zelensky's first trip outside of Ukraine since the Russian invasion began back in February. Our Raquel Martin is on Capitol Hill with the latest on what the meeting accomplished today.
President Zelensky says he came to the U.S. not only to thank the American people, but to advocate for additional military aid. It appears the White House and Congress are eager to help. This week, both pledged billions in additional aid. President Joe Biden welcomed Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky to the White House with open arms Wednesday.
It's an honor to be by your side.
10 months into a brutal war against Russia, President Biden is pledging another $1.85 billion in additional military aid to Ukraine. That includes new funding for high-tech air defense technology.
All my appreciation from my heart, from the heart of Ukrainians.
To show that appreciation, Zelensky presented the president with a gift from a Ukrainian military captain.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congress also appears ready to send more funds to Ukraine.
The single worst thing we can do right now is give Putin any signal that we are wavering in our commitment.
Continuing our support for Ukraine is morally right.
The Senate is poised to pass a federal funding bill that includes nearly $50 billion to help their war effort. But some Republicans are signaling bumps ahead in next year's Congress.
I think the United States is sending a message that is unsustainable. I mean, it's really out of control.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley says Europe, not the U.S., should be footing the bulk of the bill.
They need to take the lead.
Tonight, President Zelensky will have the opportunity to make a case for additional aid directly to Congress. He'll be delivering a speech in a special joint session. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
All right, Ukrainians living here in the DMV, they're reacting to President Zelensky's White House visit and that speech to Congress tonight.
Yeah, DC News Now's political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming is covering that part of the story for us. And Leonard, a lot of Ukrainian Americans just feeling a lot of emotions.
That they are. This trip was unbelievable news for many Ukrainians here. Almost everyone I talked to has such respect for President Zelensky, in large part because he stood steadfast in the face of Russia's aggression. And they beam with pride about their homeland and thankfulness to the United States as Ukraine's strongest ally.
Sofia Sejsonka couldn't believe it.
President Zelensky was in Washington at the White House.
I was shocked. My dad was shocked. All of my family was basically shocked. My grandma, who is in Ukraine, she was like, what is happening?
Zelensky left Ukraine for the first time since the war with Russia began 10 months ago, and he vowed never to leave in the face of battle. Sezonaka and her friend Rostislav Yerowik, wearing Ukrainian garb and eating in a Ukrainian pastry shop, felt it ironic they were visiting D.C. now.
You probably noticed that all of the reporters, everybody is coming to Ukraine, and all of the presidents from different countries are coming to Ukraine. So it was very unusual for Zelensky from so much time to come back to the United States.
I honestly think that the main reason why he's visiting is to mainly thank the U.S. government and the U.S. Congress for all of the military and financial help they've provided so far. And as far as I know, it's also something that has been requested of him by many of the soldiers he's visited on the front lines.
Anastasia Alasinko beams with Ukrainian pride, the flag a presence in her Gaithersburg, Maryland home. She just moved to the U.S. for work earlier this year.
This is a very powerful idea and action which he has taken, because just yesterday he visited Bakhmut. Is a town which is right directly at the front line.
The visit touched her.
He's courageous. He's a great leader. He is a leader who unites people.
Tamara Waraby is the president of the Parish Council for St. Andrew's Ukrainian Orthodox Cathedral in Silver Spring, Maryland.
I think it also reflects just his incredible leadership, his resilience, and his willing to take chances, because he's such a big target for the Russians.
Really good for American people to see how grateful he is, and he will urge them to continue donating.
Ukrainians I've spoken to today are excited about his speech before Congress and expect it to be a thank you to the American people. Reporting from the studio, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now.
Leonard, thank you. So there are road closures to tell you about ahead of President Zelensky's address to Congress tonight. So 1st Street, Independence Avenue, Constitution Avenue, and 2nd and 3rd Street are all closed. East Capitol Street, Washington Avenue, Maryland Avenue, and Louisiana Avenue are also closed. Tour buses are being rerouted to Maryland Avenue. And we do have an update now on a deadly double shooting in Adams Morgan over the weekend. Police now searching for this suspect in connection to the shooting that happened on 18th Street Northwest. It happened just before 1:30 on Saturday morning. The man killed was identified as 30-year-old Avon Perkins, who is from Baltimore. So these are the images from a nearby surveillance camera. If you have any information about this person or the incident, call Metropolitan Police.
And developing right now, police also need your help to find the man who impersonated a police officer, made his way into a youth shelter and shot 2 people, including a teenager. Police say the man said he was a police officer. That's how he got inside the shelter that houses young people. He asked to see that teenage boy. Now, a worker got suspicious. Police said the imposter recognized the teen, shot him and the employee, then took off in a car. The victims are being treated for their injuries right now. D.C. police hope someone can identify the suspect.
We're asking the public's help. Somebody should be able to recognize the individual and possibly the vehicle. There is a $10,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of this individual if they know who it is.
And again, if you have any information, police would like to hear from you.
And in Western Maryland, a Garrett County deputy sheriff is dead after a multi-car crash in Allegheny County. Deputy Sheriff Corey McElroy was heading home from the police academy to attend the graduation of a family member at the time of the deadly crash. He was a father of 2 young children. He also served in the United States Marine Corps. Maryland State Police did not say what caused the crash. That still remains under investigation. And tonight, more on that llama drama in Fairfax County, Virginia. The llama that was first spotted along the county parkway yesterday. DC News Now's Katie Reese spoke with the owner and the officers who found that llama.
It's a sigh of relief for Kurt Chase after his 20-year-old llama Colby got out of the enclosure behind me, and she caused quite a stir around the area, but also for local law enforcement.
Come here, Mr. Llama. Oh, so close.
Oh, come on. I mean, I was like full sprint running up Fairfax County Parkway.
I kept trying to get it with the rope a couple of times, and it just kept going right by it.
Around 11 o'clock Sunday night, Colby the llama escaped from her fenced-in home on Pope's Head Road in Fairfax. Her owner, Kurt Chase, believes his neighbor's dog got into the pen and spooked her. Then she took off running through an open gate.
They tried to come in and get the dog, and sometime during that time, either ran out the fence or got scared and jumped over the fence, which I highly doubt because she's pretty old and I don't think she can jump fences anymore. But
Chase didn't even know she escaped until the next afternoon.
Usually when we go out to the back barn, she comes running for food. She knows it's food time. I went out there and there was no Colby. So then the panic started to set in.
But he was able to reunite with her just one day after her great escape.
A big tool that we use is social media. So we posted about Colby on social media, and then I also reached out to owners of llamas that I knew that were in that area.
I'm very grateful, first of all, to the person who saw her running. Very grateful to the animal shelter and the police officers that came and got her. And again, I don't know how they got her.
Her adventure caused quite the stir and quite the challenge for Fairfax County animal protection officers. While this was their first service call for a loose llama, some of the officers involved say it's just in a day's work.
It's a fun call. I think it's a unique call, but I think we do a lot of this every single day just with different animals, so I think that's where the surprise is.
Chase says that Colby hasn't ever turned back to her normal self, but he's hoping that she'll make a full recovery in the next coming days. In Fairfax, Katie Rhee, DC News Now.